Hello, and welcome in to our cozy little corner of the internet. Today, we are going back to our Sunlit Valley Minecraft episode 3. Today, we're going to focus on gathering some iron, copper, coal, because we're definitely going to be needing a lot more of those sprinklers to help our farm. So, who's ready to get started? I know I am. So let's dive right on in. All right, so we started out. I went ahead and went after some of those crabs that were really close to where we were. They're about $8 a piece, so that can help us later on. And then I went exploring for some more seashells and also gathered up some more seeds so that we could really get this farm started. And I continued to go around looking for additional resources. There's more of those salmon berries. And along with the salmon berries, we also picked up some more strawberry seeds. Then we went ahead and went mining for a little bit. I really needed cobblestone so that we could upgrade our tools. While we were around, I also made sure to pick up any seashells along the way because those we could sell for a little bit of money. We were right around that time at 6 a.m. So we did go ahead and gather up all those strawberries that are finally ready for harvest. And then I went ahead and made a mistake. I accidentally clicked the wrong way and we definitely got rid of one of our strawberry plants, but that's okay. I finished watering those up. And then our turnips had also grown. So we went ahead and gathered all of those up. And I made sure to water them as well. Now what I didn't show is I did go ahead and open up the quest book right after this. And I did make sure to go ahead and put those towards our spring bundle. So we need a little bit less now. And then our gold quality and silver quality, I did go ahead and put into our shipping bin to go ahead and sell those off. I was looking at all those seeds, making sure that we had the ones that we needed. And I decided to head off to the village. It's quite a journey. We have quite a good bit of space between us and where the village is, but it's so beautiful here that I absolutely love making this little trip there. I was really looking for our blacksmith at this point because we definitely need to get started on upgrading our tools. Along the way, we grabbed some extra cabbage seeds, which are a spring crop, and we're definitely going to need to plant some of those down later, so they're definitely important to have. There's our blacksmith. So I went ahead and put the cobblestone down, the brass coins, and with that, we are able to finally come into the Stone Age. Here is our first upgrade. But then I thought about it and I'm like, we have enough money right now. Let's go ahead and upgrade all the tools one more time. So I needed 5 for our iron. Grabbed 5 iron as well. And then we're going to upgrade all our tools to iron level. So we got another advancement for now having iron tools. And then I thought about it a little bit more, turned back around, and decided to go ahead and upgrade one of them to gold. So we needed that gold template. And then we updated our pickaxe to gold. Then we went mining in a cave that was close by to the village. We got a lot of coal and other supplies while I was here. Found some copper. And continued to mine out a little bit more, while accidentally managing to throw my sword. As you can see, I don't have a whole lot of space, but I did go ahead and try to make some stairs down, making it a little bit easier to access this point later, because it did have a nice little cave system to it. But I figured the red and the white maybe could be used for some houses later. Like maybe when we make our own little village. I tried to light up as much of this as I could for right now, so that we could see in, and then headed back to our house. I dropped off all the resources and then went looking for more stuff. I found this cave kind of behind us with our house instead of near the village, and off we went to explore. This cave was definitely a lot bigger than that last one. And our main goal here was to go around and light up as much as I could, watch out for mobs that could potentially spawn behind us, and start collecting all the ores that were around. Each ore you collect also has a chance of dropping a geode with it. So we were definitely excited to grab up some of those as I continued to collect all the other ores. The iron was definitely going to come in handy later, because that would help us when it comes to making our sprinklers. And we are going to need a lot of sprinklers for our farm. So we continued our journey down into the cave, seeing what all ores was around. And again, I was lighting up as much as I could. And I definitely saw there was a lot of red happening around us, which means that things are spawning. So we had to be careful. And then when you see the golden sparkles, that just means that you can keep hitting that same one over and over again, and it's going to continue to supply you with more ore. So in this instance, coal. So that was exciting to get a hold of that. And then I'm pretty sure a creeper just blew up beside me. Had no clue. But hey, we're still alive. Everything's okay. So we went back to mining like normal. I had definitely taken some type of damage. I'm pretty positive that was a creeper. But I was just so focused on mining that I didn't pay any attention. I was a little hesitant to go back down into those mines after we accidentally got hit, but I decided we'll have another look. So down we go again. My sword was ready. I was ready to go. And then I saw that zombie and I said, nope, not right now. I don't have a full gear of armor. Once I get that, maybe we'll go on ahead for another try. So I finished mining some more ores that was around the surface. Because again, we do not have to worry about those mobs actually spawning on top. So I didn't have to worry about creepers or spiders or anything coming up while I was mining up here. And with it being nighttime, you can see everything gets lit up very nicely. So it's a lot easier to see where all those ores are and gather them fairly quickly. Again, we were looking for as much copper ore and as much iron ore as we could find. Everything else was an extra bonus. And there is obviously a lot. There is definitely more around than what I thought there would be, which is not a bad thing. Knowing that it was daytime and our inventory was getting pretty full, I did want to head back to the house to unload everything that we had just collected. And I knew we were getting close to that 6 a.m. time, so our crops and everything would be getting ready. But on the way back home, I did find all these pumpkins. And you know me, when it comes to pumpkins, I grab all of them up. Every single one of these pumpkins is worth a nice chunk of change. So I definitely have a habit of collecting as many as I can. And if you play this mob, I highly recommend to collect those pumpkins. On the way home, I saw we had that right beside us. And that might be something that we need to go visit as another time. I went to check on our crops. Seeing that there was nothing that we had to worry about, I did go inside to drop everything off. Along the way, I decided that we would make our first furnaces because at this time we have not made any. I made 4 and stacked them up and got to work on putting some of our different things in them. I put our coal in there, our iron in there, and then I went to collect some trees so then that way we could make some charcoal and use the charcoal instead of coal. And what's really lucky for us is I have these sycamore trees right by the house and they definitely drop a lot of logs every single time you chop them. So if you ever get any of this saplings, definitely go ahead and put those down because they're going to give you a lot of logs that you can turn into charcoal if you want, which is a great source of fuel, and it doesn't take a whole lot to do it. So here I am planting down a lot of those saplings. Again, they're going to come in a lot of handy later. And thinking about it, I really like the green color to it. So maybe when I build a village a little later, maybe I'll use those as some of the logs for that. As you can see here, this one with 19 chops is going to give us 46 logs. That's quite a good bit of logs. So I know I put 4 down, but I couldn't remember if I needed 4 or if I just needed 1. So I wanted to test it out and put a group of 4 down and then put all the others as 1. By the way, I find out later you just need 1, not the group of 4. We started getting rid of those logs and working on doing more of our ores and getting those smelted down. And this takes a lot of time. This is actually a lot of my day, collecting resources, coming back, smelting them, waiting for them to smelt, and then turning them into different things. And like I said, our main focus was definitely sprinklers. Now that we made some more money, I got our extractor machine so that we could process all those geodes that we have been getting. And I also grabbed up as many iron ingots as I could, knowing that you need a solid block of iron ingots, 2 of them, to make our sprinklers. So here I am getting those blocks of iron ready. And along with the block of iron, we're also going to need a block of copper. So after I grabbed those resources, I came back, realized we could not use the sycamore trees in order to make our sprinkler. That we needed to use a different kind of log. So switched those out with our oak and made our first sprinkler. Then we got cracking those geodes open. Didn't get anything too crazy this time around. Started organizing our inventory. And went back collecting some more seeds. These strawberry seeds would be very helpful, whether we're able to get them down this season or we can have them for the next. Of course, on my adventures, I found more pumpkins. So we grabbed all of those up and continued exploring. I really love how relaxed this gameplay can be. I'm not in a rush to get anything done. Well, a little bit. I just want to try to make the farm the best it can be. And then we took off for more adventure. I was trying to explore more of the map, seeing what all areas we hadn't been to, and I also wanted to go back to where we first spawned, because if you remember, when we were there, it had lots of ore. So we had to go back and find all that ore so that I could go ahead and get it. So here we are, pretty close to where we started out. I grabbed up all that sugar cane and tried to find the best access point to go ahead and get up this mountain. Found this cute little walkway. And off we went. At this point, we were really close to where we had spawned in, so I knew we were going to be able to get all that ore really soon. And I may have gotten a little sidetracked when I saw the beetroot seeds. But who can blame me? The loot goblin in us says we need to collect it all. All the seeds. And finally, we made our way back to where we originally spawned in. Remember how I said we would be back at some point for all this ore? Well, now's the time. So I made sure to go through and loot all of this over as best I could. Double checking this barrel that I left, making sure there was nothing in it. And then into our little mine area. Grabbing up all the ore and the blocks of ore. We needed a little snack. As we finish collecting the rest of this up. I never realized how much was actually going to be over here. I made sure there was nothing hiding in the back. Didn't look like there was. So it was time to head back, process all the ores, and make some more sprinklers. Now we finally have 3. And I continued to work on more iron so that we can make some more. Here I am planning out all the extra stuff. I accidentally threw our shovel, not once, but twice. This pig decided he was going to watch us as we made our farm better, and then decided that was enough. He saw everything he needed to see. Selected those strawberry seeds and went ahead and planted some of them down. Because really, I want to focus on getting all of the crops and getting that bundle done. So along with strawberry seeds, I really needed to put the lettuce seeds down as well. We are going to need turnips, we're going to need strawberries, we're going to need cauliflower, and we're going to need that lettuce. Those are our 4 main crops for spring. After getting everything planted, I went ahead and tried some fishing. It had been a while since I've done any fishing with the Sunlit Valley, and I didn't remember much about it. But then, once I got here, I remembered it's very, very similar to Stardew Valley fishing. So if you know how to fish in Stardew Valley, you're going to be just fine for Sunlit Valley. I feel like the fishing bar goes down a little bit slower, so you have a little bit more reaction time than you do when you play Stardew Valley, which is very nice. Not only did we get a fish this time around, but we also got a bowl. And we didn't even have to have a treasure chest for it. I decided that this was going to be the last fish for right now. Like I said, I was just really trying to try out the mechanics a little bit. We checked our skills. We did get +5 movement speed. We got +5 healing, +5 stamina, +5 healing again. We got +2 melee. We have +1 with respiratory. And that was it for now. But our skills are coming up. So again, I went back to the farm to place everything down, empty out my inventory, and off again we go after we made 2 more sprinklers. I am really working hard to get this farm updated and where I'm not really going to have to do much. I'm not going to have to water. I'm not going to have to worry about anything. There were a couple spots that did not get watered, even though it's raining. I think it's because of the snow. This snow is kind of killing our vibes for growing all these crops. But hey, it happens sometimes. Kind of like the snow that just kind of went through in real life. Man, it put a damper on my work days. But the nice thing about that was I got extra time to record that I was not ready for. So, hey, we got some more content. We grabbed up some more seeds. I was really focused on those cauliflower seeds. I know we needed to get those down. So here they go. Look at our nice little farm. It's coming along. And then off exploring I went again. The whole row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Off we went. And then about this time I realized, hey, I didn't bring any food or anything with me. Whoopsie. Luckily, there were some salmon berries around, and anytime I saw them, we definitely picked those up. We got some geodes and a lockbox that we will open up later. I found pumpkins. So I did what any normal person would do, running around collecting them up. I'm pretty sure we left one behind. Oh well. I was going around looking and seeing if maybe we could find a new village or different things that we hadn't found yet. The more of the map that we uncover, the better this will get. And I think the next episode, we're really going to focus on getting further away once we get our crops situated. I want to make sure that we're able to turn in our bundles. But after that, we're going to go explore and we're going to open up this map a lot more. I found this beautiful cave-like area and was like, nope, I don't want to do that right now. Again, we still haven't made any armor. I upgraded all the tools, but I keep forgetting about the armor. Grabbed up some more of those salmon berries. They are coming in clutch for us as we explore new places. Thank goodness we have them. And even more salmon berries. And even more. This place had plenty of them. And on the map, I saw that big patch of ice and I was like, no, thank you. Can we get around this in any way, shape, or form? So, to get around it, we were going in the boat. Time to explore by boat again versus just walking on land. Plus, we don't use up as much hunger. So it was a win-win. The cascading lava is beautiful, by the way. I feel like I see a lot of that on this trip. It's just interesting to see it as it slowly cascades down all the rocks. Again, our goal with this is just to open up more of the map, seeing if we can find additional villages, seeing if we can find additional structures. I know we found pillagers, we found a witch hat, not a hat, but a house. So we're definitely going to have to go back at some point, take care of that witch, see what's inside of her house. We're going to have to, at some point, go to those pillagers and take them out. That, again, will be something for a little later. And I was also thinking about the fact that with all this lava around, that maybe we could end up in the Nether. Here I found a cave and wanted to see if it was something you could actually boat through or if it stopped. It does stop. So I just wanted to explore it for a little bit, but I came right back out. Here's that lava again cascading down the mountain. It's beautiful and scary, especially as you row by it so quickly. I found out this is a whole island, and there's definitely some structures down through there. But that's something that we will explore at another time because I wanted to try to make our way back home. One, it was getting close to being about that time that we could still make it home before 6 a.m. So here I was trying to find the best path to make it back home safely. As we continued our rainy day late night adventure. And finally we made it on the backside of where everything was, and hey, I found some more pumpkins. This time with a light to guide me their way. Here I was trying to find the quickest path back home. And along the way, I found some cute little ferrets. We definitely need to find out how to make those like one of our friends. Because I would love to have little ferrets running around. Ferrets are very cute creatures. Though some people think they are furry snakes. And I mean, I can see that. I have been in many settings where we've had ferrets before. I have not personally owned them, but I have lots of friends who have. And I've worked in a couple different places that had ferrets. Again, we found more pumpkins, so of course doing the pumpkin thing of gathering them up so we can sell them for a profit. And right now, I'm really gathering them up and focusing on it because instead of going down and mining all the iron and all the copper, I can just sell them, and then we can use that gold and go up to our blacksmith, and through our blacksmith we can gain those resources without having to go and mine every single one. It saves me some time and energy to get this farm up and going. And we made our way back to the house right at 5 a.m., right before our crop switchover time. So before everything switched over, I did try to put all those pumpkins in so that we could sell them today versus tomorrow. Looked at some of those salmonberry seeds to go ahead and get rid of. And decided to go ahead and sell that ocean jelly that we got while fishing as well, because that alone was worth 200 gold. We checked on the seeds. I didn't show it to you because most of them were already watered. And then we made some more sprinklers with all of our resources, and off we went again to expand our farm. And here is where I made another mistake. I should not have worried about that little piece of grass, because then I accidentally ended up taking out some of our crops as well. Luckily, we're still really early in spring. We are now mid-spring, day 1. So I can definitely put those crops back down. But my goodness, have I made enough mistakes this round. Luckily, when I took out this torch, I only took out the torch. My goodness, if I made another mistake here, I probably would have cried. Have you guys ever had that moment where you just keep making mistake after mistake and you're like, what is going on? I definitely have that every once in a while. Worked on putting down some more of those cauliflower seeds because they take one of the longest times to go ahead and raise up. And the more we have, the better odds we have of finishing up those bundles. Once we finished that, I noticed that a lot of the snow that had been covering all this space was gone, and we were actually able to find some more ore along the outside of it, along the surface. So here I go on another ore collecting spree. And we definitely have a lot of copper now. Our main focus is going to be iron. But if I saw it, I went ahead and went after it. Again, the loot goblin in me said we needed every single piece. And we also needed all those geodes. And you may notice that the geodes are not coming into my inventory. That's because we're a little full. And it took me a little while to notice this. But I will say that I did go back to the house, put all of the stuff into chest, and we did go back out and collect those geodes. Then I noticed that some of our crops had grown. So we went ahead and collected them up. And of course, we had to get back to watering all the other crops that now did not have water. We went around collecting a bunch of resources. Here you can see it's pretty full from resources that I had collected. And we also got an Omni geode. And we opened up all those geodes and got additional resources. We were coming through on those quests. Here I started smelting everything down because we have a lot to smelt, including some food. I may have taken out a couple of sheep and cows and pigs that were around the house. Look, we got hungry. Oh, we also made a preserves jar. So we are coming along with our farming adventure. We made a cauldron. And the reason that I'm making all these different things is because we're going to start building a village. I think that's going to be our main goal in our next episode, is to start making a village and having villagers that each have different tasks. We're going to have a shepherd. We're going to have a blacksmith. We're going to have a leather worker. Here is where I started organizing all the fish. And this is where we're pretty much going to stop for the day. You're going to see me run around here a little bit, just looking for additional resources. And starting my luck with terraforming, because I think where we're going to start the village is going to be over this way. So, get ready for a village to come. That will be our main goal, and also finishing up those crops. So, village, crops, and then exploring. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I really hope you'll tune in for our next episode. Thank you again for coming. I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, or night, whichever one it is where you are. Again, I'm AquaFay, and I'll catch you guys next time. Please don't forget to hit that like button, to leave a comment below about what you're excited for, and to subscribe. Thanks again for watching. See ya!